Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker and the Nicey Hedgehog here, and this is the final week of AP Ascension, and I'm going to go ahead and just spoil it here for you guys as well. This is also going to be the draft recap that I normally do of the season, featured into one video just because of the fact that I was already live commenting this, but somehow, I don't know how, I know for a fact I clicked record on OBS, but for some reason it actually did not record, and the whole battle was not live recorded, but I don't mind doing a post com for this one just because it gives me a chance to kind of. I was definitely a little more extremely salty than I should have been in this game, um, which I'll obviously explain. But excuse me, I feel like it was not as professional as I should have been in that commentary. So I'm actually gonna happy I get to re-record this. So. You guys are excited, like, comment, share, subscribe. We are here for week 8, the final week of AP Ascension. If we win, I think we can almost guarantee ourselves a 7th or 8th seed slot in the playoffs. We lose, it's going to be based on differential and outcomes for us to have a chance. Truxo at this point in time was pretty much guaranteed knocked out of playoffs. He could have had a shot if he 6-0'd me there, 6-0's me here potentially. But excuse me. It just kind of came down to a sort of situation. So, again, if I win this, most likely in. If I lose this, I have to basically bank on differential and losses of people. So that's literally the only way I win this. Get out of this. So with that being said, also when I did, actually if I used to did team builder, he actually had transactions and I did prep, but again his transactions were actually not legal or valid, so he had to go back to his original team, which meant I couldn't really re-prep. And honestly, what I had was still gonna be the best. I did make 2 changes to the team. I did take it for off, which I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit for not having here. But it's regardless is fine. But Madison now being added is really good. I really have big regrets of not running a psychic move on my Slow King now, especially since he didn't bring Spirit Tomb, which he had on his team, which I don't understand. You don't bring when I have a good psychic type. I don't understand that. But yep. So let's go ahead and just get into the battle. I'm just gonna go ahead and just go from here. And let's just start it off. So I lead off with my Magnezone. He goes for Water Pulse. I go for Flash Cannon. Obviously, get the damage I get here. He's going to go click Water Pulse again, gets a crit this time. I get a Flash Cannon off here. I actually click Protect here to get Leftovers Recovery. As now I'm going to click Volt Switch, which easily kills this thing off. I get confused and I hit myself, which is very annoying. I go for the Volt Switch here again, but again I hit myself. And that's where I definitely got frustrated because of the fact that if either I don't hit myself the first time, I kill off the Celebi, he doesn't have Death Fodder with Celebi at any point in time, and I'm able to kind of just get rid of that. Get rid of that one as he kills me. I get a Volt Switch, and what I get to do then is I get to bring out something that forces him to either bring in something that he knows he can't have that can beat anything, and it also lets me do anything here. Also, I looked at the calc. This looked like to be most likely a bit of an offensive Politoed after I saw Earth Power on that set, and the fact that you're going to see that he actually made Heart Special, which I assumed then, by the time the damage he was showing, he actually was going to be a Choice Specs Politoed. But right there at the Volt Switch range, I think 100% of the time, I actually do have a chance to guarantee knock it out from full. But again, I got paralyzed, so it was like, not paralyzed, I got confused. I will admit this was on me for not checking if Politoed has Earth Power, and someone that has used Politoed, I should have realized that. I guess I just didn't think about Gen 4 if it having that, so I take the L on that one, and unfortunately I do lose my UFO, which technically could have outsped this Politoed because of the fact that Politoads don't run speed unless they're gonna run specific ECs. But again, this was something that he was gonna bring like pseudo meme team. Like he was still gonna probably try to win, but he brought most like kind of memes where this is what meme. Well, I don't know if Spectator is really a meme, but you can get what I'm saying, So unfortunately, I actually lose my UFO, which was the best answer to his entire team. Which again, because of that, I go for the belly drum here. And okay, looks like I was just dead set in range. So he had Thunder, and this is the weirdest Clefable I've ever seen in my life. This Clefable, as we're gonna find out later in the match, is unaware. It's not Magic Guard or Life Guard. And so basically, he has to be super. He has to be max special attack offensive, and he has to be pretty much like max modest special attack. And it's not Life Guard. It's Life Guard. It's not Life Orb. It's not Magic Guard, and it's hitting me this hard. So either it had to have had, because I don't remember if I saw what's it. Excuse me. I don't know if I saw leftovers on it. We'll actually see a little bit here later. But if it was running something like Expert Belt, then okay, that makes sense why its damage output is hitting me really hard. But again, this Clefable just makes no sense to me in a lot of ways. So now I'm in this position where I have to go into these others. And he does way too much damage. And at this point in time, I'm possibly thinking, is this guy? And actually, now looking at it, I think he might potentially spaz. So I go for Earthquake here. Main reason I went for Earthquake right there is just in case it counter anything. This Politoed, as you can see, straight up outcaused me, which guaranteed that it was Specs. So I got to pull the double out here. I go for the Sleep Powder on the Noctowl. I have to click Quiver here. Part of me thinks I should have probably had just went for a Bug Buzz right there. He goes for Stone Edge. Probably reveals that he's Choice Banded here. I go for the Sea Flare. Get the special attack drop. Probably should have Synthesis right here, but there was no other choice around it. I go into my Cloister, and you're going to see again here that this thing's unaware. It makes no sense when you bring that and it does that amount of damage, and it's just weird to me. And obviously, King's Rock is a stupid ability to run on this stupid mon because I didn't get a single flinch, and now I have to quiver here, hope to live. But of course, because this stupid Politoed specs, and he doesn't miss a stupid Hydro Pump, he lands every single Hydro Pump, and I lose this match. So this was a really dumb game. He won with Specs, Politoed, which again he was trying to win, but probably wasn't trying. He was probably just memeing. Like he gets the Water Pulse Confusion when it matters. He gets 2 hits of Water Pulse Confusion. He lands all of his Hydro Pumps, which is really ridiculous in my opinion. Like it's just so annoying. I hate losing a game like this when someone brings memes and everything like that. And it's not to say, I'm trashing him on his ability because I believe Trexo is a good, talented player. He's facing off against some of the greats in other big leagues out there. I just think when you think about it with how it is, it's just really, really annoying. That's just my sense from it. I'm not gonna take away Trexo's ability. He's a great battler and all that. So that's really good of him. And again, this pretty much ends our season. But yeah, it's just really, really tough. It's really, really tough. But like I said, we're gonna go straight into the draft recap. Kicking it off here with the weakest link, obviously being Trap Inch, because I never brought it to one single game. I literally dropped it for a Arena Trap that was literally Rapier, I'm really kind of sad Rapier couldn't do much. Rapier could have done so much if we didn't get burned in that game with the Raikou, dude. If we didn't get burned by Raikou, we would have had a chance to have won that game. And we probably would not have been in the situation that we are in right now, where we could have had a chance to go 5-3. Oh, excuse me. So we just got robbed of that game, and I just think Rapier didn't get to do as much as I was hoping it could have done in this season, especially with this format. I had a lot of expectations. I guess it kind of just didn't live up to the standards I was hoping for. Shaman again kind of just didn't live up. I mean, the fact that I didn't check its move pool and stuff like that kind of also was a little bit my fault. But overall, I think it was decent. It's not great. It's not all that good in BDSP format, but it's overall a decent Pokemon. I think it was all right. Even though he was pretty much brought almost every single game, he just did not do as much as I was hoping. And I had high expectations of Venomoth, man. I had such high hopes of this Pokemon in BDSP format. It was so good, and I just thought it was going to do great, but it really didn't do great. It didn't do all that good at all, really. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll draft Venomoth again, but I do have higher expectations on Venomoth next time if I use it. Just because if I don't use it, if I use it again and I can't get anything wrong with it, I'm gonna go call this a trash Pokemon. So there's that. So let's kick it off with the top 6, and just barely making the top 6 is gonna be Slowbro. I think I did like using Slowbro for how I did have it. I really want to give Slowbro one more try. Obviously, I'm going to try it in a VGC league, which you'll see recordings of that. Obviously, be already pre-recorded and everything like that. So just let you guys know with that. I really think there's a lot of potential with Slow Bro. Excuse me. I think the fact that it was just a little limited with Slow Bro's move coverage, and the fact that I just had some matches where Slow Bro could not do as much as I was wanting to do, and that there were some games I just threw Slow Bro away. There was like the game with Manaphy, I could have saved Slow Bro and I would have won with Slow Bro if I had saved it. There are times I just kind of let Slow Bro get weakened down and not run slack off or something like that as recovery. So it's just one of those times where it wasn't as good as I was hoping it, but I do believe on how good it is. And Cloyster is a Cloyster. I haven't used it in so long. I had a lot of fun with it, but overall, it's just these are also kind of based on the rankings they had kills and deaths and stuff like that. So Cloyster was decent. Haunch, your Pokemon's all right, I guess. He's a Haunch girl. He only had one good moment, and you had the thumbnail for it. That was it. Uh, Magnezone. Magnezone did a little bit better for me. I think it almost did about the same, if not a tiny bit better here than they did in RGBL. Like I said, I do have this fond interest of Magnezone. If like low tier leagues allow Magnezone, this is like 100% going to be one of the few Pokemon I go and grab because I just love Magnezone. He's so good. Analytic hits super hard. Trapping ability is also really, really cool. And I think it's just a unique Pokemon overall. I think a lot of people sleep on the fact that this thing can be fast and run good speed stats and everything like that. So overall, I did like Magnezone. It was a really fun Mon. One of our main kill leaders of the team, which is really cool. So that's really nice. The Mon though that I was actually surprised did so well, and actually as of right now, finishes in within the top 15 for kill leader, which I am not kidding you. The cow put in work. Like Miltank was a surprise this season. I mean, I know I kind of just was stupid and ran the same set almost over every single week, but I love Miltank that way. Miltank is just so good, and Miltank defensively is really well rounded and everything like that. I just love Miltank overall, and I think it's just a really good Pokemon overall. And I would like to give Miltank another go around in a big Nat Dex type of format stuff like League. So really just good Mon. And of course, with how he was running the last couple of games, our first pick overall was also the MVP of our team this season. Actually, I believe finished within just outside the top 3 kill leaders. I think finished in the top 10 or top 5 of the season, and Infernape was just that good, man. Infernape was such a fun Pokemon to use throughout the season. He was so hard hitting, he was so good, and again proves what I say that when it comes to the starters, when you're doing a casual playthrough, Torterra is awesome. You're doing a Nuzlocke, Empoleon has some benefits and decent enough bulk to go with it. But when you're looking at competitively, of the 3 starters, Infernape is always the best one. And I think I definitely proved why. And I definitely would love to give Infernape another go around, especially with certain moves back in the game and stuff like that. So overall, I did have fun with AP Ascension. I think with my performance, I'm not gonna be allowed to be invited back unless I get a second chance. And if I have to go back down to Indigo, I go back into Indigo. But I'm really hoping I get a second chance next season. I think it was just the format. I think a lot of people ended up just getting bored and turned off from the whole format idea with having Legends Arceus out, and also the fact that the format wasn't as fun. For the main reason being that the dex is super limited. There's busted, broken teams that get allowed to have things and they just win games, and there's just a limited dex, and there's not a lot of way to make a lot of players in this league have really decent enough teams. If anything, it makes just a lot of teams decently top heavy instead of balanced. So there is that. But overall, I think our season was decent. It wasn't the best, but I think we had a great season nonetheless. And that's all I got to say for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you do. Join the Fish Shark Recruiter Day because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.